My name is Dustin Betts. I am the content editor at the Founder Institute, and I'm here with Diego Rodríguez. He's the co-founder and CEO of Linxe. It's a Founder Institute Bogota portfolio company, which we'll be discussing in detail today. Diego and his co-founder Cesar, thank you for joining me.
Thank you. Thank you. Pleasure.
Diego, I know that prior to launching your fintech startup Linxe, you have a deep management background in banking and finance. So I guess just to kick it off first, we'd like to hear a little bit, about your own background and about the experiences, professional or otherwise, that led you to founding Linxe.
Okay, thank you, Dustin, for having us. About my background, as you say, I have 14 years of experience in banking industry here in Colombia, in one of the top financial groups here, Grupo Aval. And I was there for almost 12 years, especially in the marketing, product, and sales areas. And that was almost all my corporate experience. After that time, I was in other two companies, kind of medium banks, one called Banco Pichincha from Ecuador, and also with a small finance corporate, but it was kind of expert in mortgage loans. So I was there as a VP of marketing and sales, and all the time it has to be with retail banking. I mean, retail banking and portfolio. So that was almost all my experience. So that's why I realized all the opportunities, all the opportunities that make that could be make better the offer. So and about 3 years ago, almost in 2016, sorry, I was starting researching about fintech initiatives, fintech strategies. So I was captivated by that because that was new for here, especially in Colombia. So I started learning about this, and in the end of 2018, I decided to start Linxe, and then at the beginning I started offering with a different approach, focusing on offer as a platform for banks, because I was there and trying to take advantage of all my relationships and all that stuff, but it doesn't work, because the banks are very slow to make choices. So I give up for that approach. And then the last year, at the beginning of 2019, I signed out in Founder Institute program, and with Cesar, my co-founder, we were talking about these opportunities the last 2 years. He was doing something similar, but with another company. And then at the beginning of the last year, we decided to start joining forces and do Linxe as we know until now.
Perfect. Yeah, Cesar, do you want to say kind of what brought you and your background? What brought you?
Dustin. Yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about my background. A professional background. I studied in the U.S., University of Georgia, economics. Then I came back to Colombia. I always have been an entrepreneur. So I have founded a couple of businesses, approximately 4 different type of businesses, from restaurants to finally, as Diego was telling you, in 2015, I founded a fintech startup model that I was the CEO and the manager for 3 years approximately. And I've been all my life in the financial economics, part of businesses. I worked for 4 years in the oil and gas sector, and after that is when I started my fintech startup that then went into Linxe, that is our new company. So that's for me. I think that's a little bit of my background.
Great, awesome. Yeah, so let's kind of dive right into it. So I've read a little bit about Linxe. I know a bit that This is a small and short-term loans for low-income employees of SMEs, offering kind of direct deposits of their payroll, basically. But yeah, give us your kind of short pitch, somewhere around 3 minutes or so. What is Linxe?
Of course. Well, first of all, we want to share maybe the vision that where we want to go, where we are heading. So we want to become Linxe. We want to become the most widely used platform in Latin America who offers financial services, any kind of financial services, to low-income employees, especially of SMEs, but using a new form of payment, because that new form of payment is through an automatic and secure direct discount from the payroll of the employees, right? So this is kind of the model, because once we are connecting to the payroll providers and we have access to the employees of these companies, we can offer them whatever they want, whatever they need. First, we're going to launch a loan. It's a kind of micro loan, a small term, short-term, small amounts. But at the end, after we have all these companies that we are looking for, we want to offer any kind of financial solution for them, because here, especially in Colombia and in Latam, this kind of person, low-income employees, doesn't have all the options that wealthy people has. So we want to be an option and a solution for them. So that's kind of what we are going to. And as we say, we have background experience in that kind of products. So we know that there is a huge opportunity here in Colombia and also in all Latin.
Yeah, and I want to kind of talk a little bit more about that, about sort of where you see kind of fintech, the industry as, financial services through platforms like yours become more available. Where is it heading in Latin America? I'm curious to hear what you think about are, the biggest challenges maybe in consumer banking in Colombia. And how, your kind of go-to-market plans to go after some of those.
Yeah, well, how we see the fintech market here in Colombia and the financial market is that in Latin America, right, there is a gap between low-income workers, right, that have access to financial services, and like the high-end up people that have also financial services, but they have loans. They have a portfolio of different products that they can use right now. So this gap it gives the opportunity, or it's a great opportunity to start offering products to these low-income workers, right? At this moment, for our region, right? Many people they don't have access even to accounts, right? To accounts, and in addition, of course, they don't have access to different financial services like loans specifically, right? So we think that what we are doing right now is building an inclusive form of, you can say, like what we're thinking is that giving the opportunity through having discount from the paycheck, right? Having the different discount from their paycheck, we are giving the opportunity to this type of people, right? Of those low-income workers, to have access to different services, right? Financial services. So at this moment, loans, that is is the main product here in Latam, right? People are always looking for loans to satisfy different needs, emergencies, different types of things that people have day to day. And in addition, we think that with our platform, right, we can have the opportunity to offer, as Diego was telling you, insurance, right, microinsurance, that people of that type of incomes don't have at this moment. So insurances, savings, even investments, right, all in a micro payment, right, in that category. Also, for us, we think that in Latin America, banks they are in a comfort zone, right? Because as they are so big, right? For example, in Colombia, we have approximately there are 5 banks, that are the ones that control the whole market, right? So they're in a comfort zone, so they don't want to see and look to the people that are in that lower bound, right? They don't want to serve them. They don't want to offer products. So that's where we are attacking. That's where we see an opportunity. We also think that also as the banks here are in that comfort zone, the service, right, to the people, the client, the customer service, I'm sorry, for offer to even everyone is horrible, right? So also we think that with our platform, with the technology that we're doing, that's what we are fintech, we're a financial institution with that supports technology. We can offer our product to anyone, right? To SMEs, to low-income workers, and in the future we can go to offer these services to many different customers. So that's how we see the marketing in fintech. I don't know if has something else.
I mean, just to be clear about, we are trying to do a different approach in terms of how we are going to the market, because our model is kind of B to B to C, because first of all, we have to go after the payroll providers, because those are our biggest allies, because that's thanks to them we can go after the companies, because the companies are already customers of these payroll providers. So that's how we make it more easy, because if you are going after the companies just because you are a new company, they don't pay attention. There is a lot of companies, and there is a lot of hard work that you will have to do if you are going to do by one. So at the beginning, we are making agreements with payroll providers. We already have 6 agreements closed with them, and this allows us to reach almost more than 2,000 companies, private companies. So that does make more easy that go-to-market strategy. And once you have the company, they see this like a very good solution for them and for their employees. So they are the first one to be promoters of the solution. So it's kind of we take advantage of that benefit, because we signed the alliance with the payroll providers, because they help us to reach the companies. And once we have the companies become the first promoters of the solution, because they see, okay, you're going to help my employees, you're going to be a good solution, so please let me help you to reach my employees, because I want that use your service, your solution. So it's kind of a different way, and I think it's an easy way to go to market, and it's more efficient, more efficient.
Yeah. I love the vision that you kind of described for, basically for Linxe being an inclusive financial services platform, and looking at, as an entry point for financial services. Sometimes we hear the word unbanked, I guess, in the United States, and that's, I think it's pretty much the same problem that you're describing. It's like that these workers don't have access to these other financial services, and this is a really good entry point for them. And how you described, working with the payroll providers for a B2B to B2B to C, it's like it makes sense to me, and I think it's a good go-to-market strategy. So thanks for explaining that. I'm curious to hear kind of your vision to push it out forward, like 10 years in the future. Like, we believe that fintech companies are going to offer these new financial services to these types of workers who have previously been maybe ignored by more traditional financial institutions. Where do you think consumer banking is going to change most in Latin America over the next 10 years, and maybe why?
We think that according with that vision, we see like financial services and products, they have to become more first of all accessible for the people, but at the end that has to become more day-to-day basis. More common. You don't have to sell a product, you don't have to sell a loan, you don't have to sell an account, you have to sell a solution for a problem that you have. So you need to manage your money. You need to pay something. You need to invest. I mean, you have money, so you want to have some profit for that. So it's kind of a new way, because the technology is everywhere. So everybody, all people is more connected to everything. So I think that what we are trying to do is trying to be more in the life of the customer, every day, day by day. So we already are building a channel. I mean, it's kind of a channel, because once you have that channel, you have to hear what are the needs of the customers, of the employees, of the people, and then you just have to offer whatever they need. So at the end, we think that we don't have to necessarily compete with all other the fintechs and all the companies, traditional banking. I mean, it's more how can you help each other in order to bring a better value proposition to the customer, because we see that in the market. I mean, the payroll providers has their own product. It's software to pay payroll, to make the payroll every month, right? But the way that they see us is kind of, you are a new benefit for my customers, so let's be partners, and we can help each other, because I'm gonna give the solution for payroll, but also you are gonna bring something new that they are going to need. So at the end, it will be who is gonna have the better value proposition in terms of how many allies you have, how many benefits you offer to the customers, to the companies. So I think that's how I think we are just scratching the surface of how can we do with this solution.
Yeah. Also, I wanted to add that about your question. We think that what we are doing, right, is changing, and it's also part of all the fintech, the new era fintech industry. Is that, for example, especially in Latin America, as I was telling you, the traditional banks, they don't see their clients as customers, right? They see their clients as they need them, right? It's like a view of the traditional bank. So I'm the bank, I have the money, so you need me. You're not my customer. I don't want to talk with you. Come to me, And what we're doing is we're changing that, right? We are going to the customer. For us, our client, the person that we give the loan, even we are giving the money, is our customer. So we want him to be happy. We want him to have efficient services. And I think the whole fintech industry is going through that, right? Is in addition to what we're doing is offering many services, right, that are attached to our platform, and letting no one and making the customer feel that he is important, right? That he has the possibility to get all these products, get loans, get different services, and he can talk to us. We can serve him fast, efficiently, everywhere, anytime. So that we think that that's what we're doing, and we think that what the consumer banking is going to change, right? That shift from the client.
Yeah. Nice. I love that. I love the kind of changing the paradigm of the way that traditional large banks are sort of look at their customers as a commodity, but you're really much more customer focused. And I love that. That's great. I think it's one of the places, like you say, that fintech is going to offer a lot of changes in what happens over the coming decades. So we always like to ask founders, do you guys have what is your general advice? I know this is kind of a generic question, but general advice for other early stage entrepreneurs who are just getting started.
It's hard work, discipline. I mean, at the beginning, for me, I can talk for me, but Cesar can give you your opinion. But I think is especially in my experience, because I come from the corporate side. I mean, I have a lot of discipline, habits, and all that stuff. But this is a kind of new mindset. So even if you have a lot of experience, you have to realize that you don't know everything. So you have to learn. So at the beginning, I say that you have to be willing to learn. again, maybe, or learn new things. You have to open your mind because it's kind of the beginning of the process, you know. At the beginning, you have to learn a lot of new things and be around of people that is sharing your mindset. I mean, because that's I think the founder institute program was very helpful for us because you know you find and gather with a lot of people that is thinking about how to make a solution for the problems and thinking in the same way help you a lot. So I think that will be very useful. And then I mean you have to think big because you uh, you try to be conservative. You try to be. I mean, I don't know if I can do this. Maybe I don't want it because you know it's a lot of work because I have to make a lot of things. But this all this process let us know learn that you can you have to think big because if you don't think big, maybe you are missing all the good things that is gonna bring all the process, you know. So you have to be very disciplined. You have to put a lot of work effort because it's kind of a way of life, you know. It's not an option. It's you are putting all your effort, your vision, your experience in this project, and if it comes good, it comes out good. It will be your life for the next 10 years. So it has to be like that. You have to put all your effort, discipline, hard work, and think big, and be willing to learn, and be try to be share with people that is almost in the same way, in the same stage. I mean, because that helps you a lot.
Yeah, for me, different to my partner, I have been have been since I graduated. I've been trying to start businesses. However, this new Linxe right now, all the what we have been living right to start our business in 2019. I have learned that there are four things right that you have to do to be successful, right? To be able to be at the point that we think that we are right now, right? But it is basically able to get the funding and start your business. Is to have a great team, right? It's important. It's very important because for me, as I'm telling you, I have been doing this for many years, and I think that I found the partner that I needed, right? We complement each other different ways. We work very good together. Of course, we fight a lot also, but at the end, we know where we're going, right? Second, believe in yourself. That is very important, right? Because when you're in the entrepreneur world, right, all the time you have to be able, you are going to be confronting failure all the time, every day. Even if you have the funding, millions of dollars, you will face in failure. So if you believe in yourself, it will be hard to continue in this, right? Because you need to stand up, believe in yourself, and keep going, right? Second, believe in your product. That is very important. For third, believe in your product is very important because if you are doing something, you are starting your business, and in the middle of what you're doing, you think in yourself, I don't like what I'm doing, I don't like where I'm going, so just to pivot, right? Change it to something. Yeah, don't be square. You know, there are many ways that you can go ahead and do it, but believe in your product. And the fourth one is hard work. That's what I think one of the main things that I have learned from this 2019, also working with Founder Institute and working with my partner. Hard work, I think, is the key point because also all of those four things, hard work makes you to go to the goal, to get to the goal. Because as I'm telling you, failure, your team, problems, you have to solve things. But if you are always hardworking, seeing where is my goal, I need to go this way. You go ahead and you can do it. So I think that for me, those four things are very important. And if you do that, I think that anyone can be a successful entrepreneur.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks, Cesar. Very, very thorough answers. I guess the final question that we just want to ask is, do you have any final updates that you want to share? Any ask for our audience? I know you guys are, working on closing a funding round. anything that we didn't talk about that you definitely want to share? Now is kind of the final chance to plug whatever you want.
No, well, as I was telling you, we want to share that like 2 weeks before we had our closing, well, we finally we closed our pre-seed round, right? With the amount that we needed, with the whole amount that we needed, we finally got $1 million that is distributed in $300,000 in equity and $700 in debt, right? Because our business is financial, so a big part of we're going to use it as to make loans. But we did it, right? And we did it 2 weeks before we closed our round. In addition, we have after that we have been finding different new opportunities, right? From people that in the whole process for funding, we touch them, right? We talk with them. So we have right now we are having the possibility to open a fund, right? That will open the opportunity for us to have bigger funds, right? With a big financial institution in Colombia, right? We are working on that. We are also working on different alliances with huge players in the market that will take us to the next level very fast. So we are very happy. We are working very hard. Still, we thought maybe that we will relax a little bit, but it doesn't happen. Even we think there's more work that we need to do every day. Every day is a new adventure for us. So I don't know. That's for me. That's the new thing that have been happening. I don't know, Diego.
No, I mean, this industry is very capital intensive. So right now we have closed our pre-seed round, but we're going to be looking for more money. Yeah. I mean, we are going to be victims of our own success, because if we get the numbers that we need faster way, we're going to need more money. But I mean, it's kind of the way it works, so we're ready to that. And as Cesar told, we are making new big partnerships that will help us to scale very fast. So we're very excited with all the work that is coming ahead, but we know that we'll be very proud to share with you all the good news once we get there. That's it. I mean, we are in the middle of a lot of things. So we're trying to keep it focused and reach the goals that we have already.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, yeah, this has been a pretty enlightening conversation to talk about fintech in Latin America, and we're really looking forward to following Linxe and seeing where you're headed next. Diego and Cesar, thank you both for joining us.
Thank you, Dustin. Bye.
My pleasure.